Welcome back to The Five. Now on to 2012. The big news today isn't even coming from a candidate, but from New Jersey Governor Chris Christie. So after weeks and months, and are we up to years now of Chris Christie denying that he's running for president, the Newark Star-Ledger came out today and said, well, wait a minute, his brother has some thoughts. He says, I'm not sure he's going to run. If he's lying to me, I'll be as stunned as I've ever been in my life. And Dana, this is after a week of folks like former Governor Tom Kean telling National Review that the odds of Christie running are a lot better. Then ABC News reports, wait a minute, maybe don't believe what the brother's saying. So again, back and forth, what's going on? And is his time running out?
Gosh, people have been courting him, kind of nudging him to run and getting phone calls from people to get him to try to run. And you're right. I mean, one of the things that Governor Christie said is, I would have to commit suicide to stop these rumors, which is probably not going to play well if he does run in terms of the ads running against him, he contemplated that instead of being president. It's not too late. And I think that this is a different campaign than any that we've ever seen before. Yes, he'd have to get a national apparatus and fundraising and all of that. But in this day and age with the media the way it is, I actually think that you could pull it off.
And no one really cares if he lies to us all this time, right? He could lie to his brother. Remember, just a couple months ago, Rick Perry was on Fox News Channel saying, I am definitely not running. So people don't care if we're lied to.
We have a very short memory, and clearly there is an undercurrent of unhappiness about what's out there, and there's a wish for something to come in here. And the great thing about Christie, I want him to go in because as a president, he will never be on the cover of Men's Health. We'll never see him jogging.
You used to be the editor.
Yes.
Now, you don't toot your own horn a lot, but you used to edit Men's Health magazine.
I just think it's wrong. I
wouldn't put him on the cover?
I wouldn't put him on the cover.
He could go on America's Biggest Loser, though.
That
would be the first president on a reality show. But also, he'd be great for editorial cartoonists because they really miss having the big, large, white politician in the three-piece suit with the watch fob.
They would have loved
the top
Haley
hat.
Barbour.
Yeah.
Eric, Greg is saying, I think that Chris Christie may be too big to be president.
too big to be president.
Too big to fail.
My problem with Christie is it feels like he's not going to run now because he wants to see what happens in 2016.
Yeah.
The problem, 2016, that GOP field is going to be very, very thick, very full. Paul Ryan, Marco Rubio.
We have a great bench.
Well,
Dana Perino.
And not to
Palin.
mention Dana Perino. I mean, like, if we could just get that
going. She told me she's not running.
Jim Garrity of National Review had a great line today. He said, everybody loves Chris Christie because he's the fat guy that gives us the skinny, which I thought was a really good line.
Now, and you can have a beer with him.
You love this. You love this indecision on the Republican side, and you love today Perry releasing audio of Mitt Romney talking about Romneycare being a national model, something that he's long denied. And then Romney released a video hammering Perry on immigration, both of their Achilles heels. You love this. Let's watch, actually, some footage of the Perry attack ad on Mitt Romney.
It's portable, affordable health insurance, something people have been talking about for decades. We can accomplish the same thing for everyone in the country.
Please don't try and make me retreat from the words that I wrote in my book. I stand by what I wrote.
Okay, Words Have Meaning. Words Have Meaning was the name of Mitt Romney's book, and so that's particularly poignant. But out of all the candidates, so let's even put Chris Christie in there, who scares the left the most? I know you like the back and forth and the fighting and you're watching laughing, but which one of them I think is the biggest threat? Because you have one vulnerable on immigration, similar policy to Obama, another one vulnerable on health care, similar policy to Obama, and then Chris Christie, of course, who I think doesn't share too many similarities with Obama.
Well, no, at the end of the day, I think that the best candidate for the GOP, even though the GOP doesn't want him, is Mitt Romney. And Mitt Romney scares me and scares Democrats the most. I think he's the toughest for Obama to
What's
beat.
scary?
Because he appeals, right now, this election is only about moderate independents, period. Moderate independents.
But like,
that
what
out there, the people that don't have a home or are undecided or would vote for a Mitt Romney.
Because he could steal votes.
He can win a general election, and Perry cannot win a
like, people say, like, what's, because Bob says that too, like, so what is so scary about it?
Because they could steal votes.
But steal votes from what? I mean,
from the independents, from crossover.
From his policy? Like,
because he can get independent moderate votes with the other.
Okay, so scare from that perspective. One thing on the Perry immigration ad, though, I think we should point out is there was a fact check by Glenn Kessler of the Washington Post, which basically said you got 3 Pinocchios for not telling the truth, and the Romney campaign pushed back. Meanwhile, you have Governor Christie, who's going to be at the Reagan Library tonight, who's going to give a big presidential speech. Well, all these other guys fight about what was in that book and what wasn't in that book. Then you have Chris Christie going to talk about how America is an exceptional nation.
Why do you say Perry's unelectable?
Because I think he can win a primary, but not a general election because he's too extreme.
This is so
great hair.
This is what we hear night after night from whoever it's Beto. But you seem to think that because Perry is so far right, so conservative, he can't win a general. The bottom line is, all bets are off. 2010 showed us extreme right conservatives can win elections.
That's 2010.
And I point out that in the break, you were trying to find out what would it take to become an ambassador if Perry becomes president. I just want to point that out.
Oh, and you Beckel.
Great hair.
Talk about in the break.
And bowling has great hair. So does John Huntsman. You got it. Yeah. We'll have much more in 2012 news after the break. And who could potentially be emerging as the new frontrunner? We'll discuss it. Stay close.
Dangerous around.